guys, this segment's going to be a little bit of a twist now into a different direction. It's a bit more about like dating. Now that we're onto the dating kind of like segment, what would you say is the hardest part about dating in this like generation, day and age sort of time?
I would say being
Perceived,
deceived.
deceived?
I would say being deceived because a lot
Clock
of
it.
people they put on a persona and it's not them. Like when they want you and they're ready to chase you, they
Mm.
act a certain way, but then once they get comfortable, then it's something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tiring. It's
Straining in it.
tiring. It's annoying. And then it's like they give the energy that they can't maintain.
Oh,
And
don't
then
introduce me to a vibe you cannot maintain. Why
it's
did you bring me
annoying.
here? Like, why did you show me this?
Mm,
What was the reason?
it's hard.
Hmm.
What would you
I would kind of very strongly and firmly agree. I think between being deceived and having poor communication, obviously I've been single like over a year now. And I'm like, damn,
say?
was it this hard before? Like, I'm genuinely sometimes like a bit of a, like a pinch me moment of being like, wow, oh,
Yeah,
why am I doing this to myself? Because I feel like sometimes like people like to sell you
dreams.
dreams and a bag of lies, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm a dreamer, but like I prefer someone to just be open and honest with me. And like I feel like as much as like the truth might hurt, I would respect you more because you've been able to tell me your truth. Do you know what I mean? Whether I like it or not, it kind of,
Communicate.
yes, yes, please communicate.
Communicate.
Because it actually shows me that, you know what, you have more respect for me by being able to communicate, even though it's hard. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It makes me give you a little bit more ratings. And like, I'm a big girl, like, this ain't the first piece of pain I'm going to feel. And more
Mm,
time, I feel more pain and more disrespected because you've let it get to this stage. You know what I mean? If you
say it
just told
louder.
me, if you just fucking told me how you felt and what you wanted, I would have been down. I'm
Mm.
very like patient and understanding to a lot of stuff, but I also feel like that can be my downfall because I feel like sometimes people see that and they use it against me.
And they just take you for a dickhead.
Yeah, and then I start thinking, oh my god, I want to ride out. I want to smash your mum's windows in.
And then especially when you actually taken the time beforehand to put in the work and work on yourself. Work on your
Yes,
communication, work on things that
yes.
you've lacked previously, and then you have someone.
Mm. You've put in the work, you've got to a place in yourself mentally where you're actually prepared to meet somebody new and like hit the ground running.
Yeah, and then they come and it's like they're just dragging you back to that person that you was then.
Ooh.
And I don't need that. I need someone that's going to add to what I've already worked on before and we
Mm.
can learn from each other.
Yes, I hear that. Die, die, die,
No, no,
die,
no.
die. Are you hearing that as well?
um, okay, yeah, fair enough if they're not even all the way there as yet.
Hmm.
Like, you can also help them
Yeah, one. That's also what I
build
think
as
is
well.
like important is knowing where your partner's at mentally. And I feel like everything is a give and take. Do you know what I mean? In an
Yeah,
area that I'm strong and you're weak, obviously I'm gonna give you my strength. In
yeah,
an area where I'm weak and you're strong, you're gonna give me your strength, and that's how
yeah.
you like grow and
Because
bounce
if
off
you're
of each
both
other.
weak in the same areas, it's like it may help if one of you guys have that push to push both of you guys, but then
Mm.
that's a lot of work.
And it's also a lot of pressure for somebody to kind of like carry you along.
Mm,
I feel like those type of things personally come with more like time into a relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like the
yeah,
longer you guys are together, that's where you guys have that little think of like, okay, I know this is something that you struggle with. I struggle with it too, but I'm in a place where I've got like 60%, you've got 40. So
yeah,
obviously I can give you my little extra like 10% to
percent,
get you to the 50, and then I'm back at 50, and then that makes 100.
yeah,
But starting out, I think it's really hard. And I think like people just don't want to be honest about what they really want. Because if you go into something clean slate, you both know where you stand, this is what it is, then like I'm down.
yeah,
I'm down for the count. Like, unless my needs and what I'm looking for has changed, then I can own it and say that
mm,
to you, like, babe, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of like not what I want. I'm more looking for this, and then I can say, you know what, I respect it. Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? So yeah, I very much agree. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to ask the queen? That is she.
Mm.
Mind what you say now.
Have you been in a situation where someone hasn't properly communicated what they want or their needs or anything really?
To be honest, unfortunately, yes. I feel like the past few situations that I've been in, I feel like communication has been our weakness, which is why we haven't been able to like progress to anything more. Mainly on their parts, because I feel like I'm a really good communicator. I do feel like sometimes I do hold back, but that's just because I'm trying to see like where you're at, and I think
Mm.
it's also kind of like scary to give everything into something straight away. Like nobody's really doing that. Let's be
Yeah.
real. And because I know I am an open book and people do kind of like feed off of my energy, I'm starting to learn that I need to be more careful with who I just give that to.
Mm.
But I'm a good communicator. So
But do you
when
feel like it's easy for a person to communicate with you? Do you
uh
feel like you bring that openness that someone's feel comfortable to share and talk to you?
I do think so, yeah. Like, do you not feel that way?
No, I can't say because I'm your friend. I know you.
Okay. So dating then, like
Yeah.
dating wise. Yeah, I generally feel like sometimes I'm confused because I'm like, why didn't she just tell me this? Do you know what I mean? Because I genuinely feel like I'm not a judgmental person. I might be like, I'm gonna be pissed off. I like getting what I want, so you've ruined it. I haven't got what I wanted. But at the same time, I'm gonna call you, I'm gonna call Selena and be like, like, do you know what I mean? And I'll get
Mm.
over it. But I generally don't feel like I'm like, what am I gonna do? Hold you hostage. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Like I
Yeah.
respect it. Do you know what I mean? I think it's the like lies and because I'm quite a dreamer, and obviously with past situations, I've kind of like stopped myself from thinking far ahead. And then you meet someone and then they kind of like give you that dream.
Mm.
Um, and as much as I don't want to believe it, if it's like what you're saying, what you're doing is adding up, of course I'm gonna like slowly but surely start to let my guard down.
Yeah.
And then it was a lie. Oh my days. Like I'm
So
fuming.
do you feel like you let your guard down too quickly?
Maybe. Yeah,
Mm.
maybe. I feel like all you gotta do is sweet talk me. Let me not give you the cheat code though. Before this is before it's 2026. I'm a new me. But yeah, I do feel like sometimes I can be a little bit too much of an open book. Like I said, I'm quite an oversharer naturally. And I go off energy. So if I feel like the energy's right, I'll be like, okay, God's put me in this situation. Like sometimes I'm putting too much meaning into the situation, whereas they're just going in it like for face value.
Yeah, I feel
Do you know
like
what I
that's why me
mean?
and you are friends though, because like you have traits that I need and I have traits that
That
you
you,
also need.
yeah, one hundred
Because
percent.
I'm not the type, well, I used to never be the type to communicate anything. Like,
Mm,
even if I wasn't feeling you, I wouldn't say it. I would just,
you let it fizzle out.
yeah,
I
I wouldn't
know.
say it. But
I'm like, girl, you need to say it.
yeah,
You need to get it off your chest. Like it's bugging you.
yes, I've learned definitely about
Yeah.
communication and communicating properly.
So
And
you
not
think
just
I'm a
in the
good
way that
communicator then?
not just in the way that I want to communicate, but also how the person wants me to communicate with them as well.
Ooh,
I feel like that's the most important thing because
100%.
you could be speaking, but you're just not speaking their language and they're not going to get it.
It's not
It's
resonating.
not.
You know, like when people say like it's landing on deaf ears,
Yeah.
like literally that. Um, and I do agree. I do think that's like why we're friends and like kind of like why God's brought us together. And why I trust that like this friendship ain't folding for shit.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I do think like everything's about give and take in it. And I think like when I meet the right type of person, it will be that sort of like balance that I'm like looking for. I
yeah.
just think that like clearly I haven't met that right type of person yet. But I'm hopeful. Hopefully she's out here watching.
Yeah, you literally just got to stay with a positive mind. That's it.
Yeah. Because I feel like as well, yeah, life will try like I like to say the devil in it. Like he'll get
Mm,
in your head and like manipulate your thoughts and make you feel like
it's true.
shit, this was all a lie or I
Yeah.
was wrong and like me, and I feel like I'm my biggest critic. Like I hold myself back a lot more than anyone. It's just me versus me. So yeah, I do feel like sometimes you just gotta like switch your mindset. Even like before this trip, I've been feeling down. Do you know what I mean? I've been going through my own little like battles and stuff, but I just kind of had to keep pushing myself of being like, you're gonna
Be
come on this trip.
delusional. That is the
Yeah.
best way to live life.
Used to have taught me that though.
Be
Like
delusional.
I do struggle with that because I'm like, there ain't no time for delusion. Facts is facts,
No,
and
facts ain't
facts is
facts.
that you're down bad. Yeah, but it's like you know what I started to realize, yeah, all the negative things I say about myself that I now believe to be true. Imagine if I changed them to positive things. I would naturally believe it because I believe these negative things. So imagine if I shifted it to positive.
And were you
Do
not
you know
just
what I
saying the
mean?
power of the
Do
tongue?
you know what I
So if you're
mean?
speaking negative of your life, of
Of
course,
course, it's
only
gonna be
negative things gonna
negative. Do you know
happen.
what I mean? And that's why I realized stop the oversharing thing. Because all it takes is one other person's negative thought, or they might even ask me something that I weren't even thinking of yet, and now I'm
Yeah.
thinking, oh shit, is that why she said that, or is that why this happened? Do you know what I mean? And it's creating mini little thoughts, questions, doubts that like I don't really need or want to be having.
Yeah.
So yeah, dating's rough, guys, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you got a partner, she's good to you, he's good to you, stick beside them because being single is hard as ish. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the biggest lesson that being single has taught you?
Whoa, that's a big one. Ooh, biggest lesson that being single's taught
What's the
me.
biggest blessing that being
Ooh.
single has given you?
A lot of time to reflect, you know, and like think on things that like I probably wouldn't carry into my next relationship. And
Like what?
some toxic traits that I have that I need to work on.
Like what?
Sometimes projecting my mood and how I'm feeling onto someone else, and letting like my feelings overwhelm me. Sometimes I need to learn that like my partner has her own day and her own things going on. Can I just phone my homegirl or my family or go on a walk or like, do you know what I mean? Compartmentalize this for the sake of like her day and what
Yeah.
she might be going through. But obviously I think because I do get like invested and attached and like my partner kind of becomes like my family, it's like of course I'm gonna want to tell you because I trust you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also value your opinion. So
Yeah.
I know like whatever you're gonna say back to me is genuinely out of like love and care for me. But sometimes I think like just pick up the phone and vent, man. Scream
Yeah.
if you have to. Go on a walk, go to the gym, eat some good food. Like, kind of like separate yourself from that person so that your worlds don't merge too much. As nice as it is letting someone into your world, I think some things still need to be sacred for you.
I agree with that. But also, I feel like it's how you communicate your problems as well. Because
Mm,
if you're just venting to them, being negative the whole time, of
mm.
course they're gonna feel down about it.
And when I'm in a spiraling episode, I can be quite like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is wrong, that's wrong. And then
Yeah.
when you start giving me positive things, I'm like, I don't want
Not
to hear that. I just want
exactly.
to vent. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But sometimes you can do that. It just needs to be a babe, I'm having a bit of a tough day. Have you got
Yeah.
5 minutes for me to vent? Then
Exactly.
it's like, okay, she knows, all right, I don't need to fix it. I just need to listen.
Yeah. And then once you vent and you let it all out, leave it as that. Don't keep on
Mm,
bringing it up
harboring
constantly.
on the
Yeah.
same old stuff. I think that comes with a lot of like healing and self-development and growth as well.
Yeah.
And I generally think sometimes in a relationship, yeah, you need your friends.
You
Like
do.
you need to be like, babe, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's driving me up the wall.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't think like not everybody's like that, and I don't feel like you should be like that with anybody and everybody. But
Yeah.
you definitely need your selectives that you can talk to and share with. Do you know what I mean? Where they can be like, nah, I hear it, it's taking the piss. Who the fuck's
Yeah.
he talking to? And you're like, do you know what I mean? Like, it just helps rationalize your emotions and also like validate your
Yeah.
emotions, because I think sometimes in a relationship that person can be telling you, but babe, it's not that deep. But I'm like, so then why do I feel deep about it then?
Yeah.
But then if I phone you or Selena, it's like, your feelings are valid.
Yeah.
Who's she talking to? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm like, oh, so I wasn't wrong. Do you
Mm.
know what I mean? I'm allowed to feel this way.
Yeah. That's true. So was that your biggest lesson or biggest blessing?
Both a lesson and a
No, you
blessing
have
in
to pick
one. Okay,
one.
blessing then.
What's your biggest lesson?
Not to settle.
Mm.
And just because you've invested into something, like I've started to learn, yeah, sometimes people just say stuff based off of where they're at that time.
Yeah.
Because I'm a person that says what I mean, and I take things very, very literally, and I don't trust very, this is a lot. I don't trust very easy. Once I do, it's kind of like, why would you lie? Do you know what I mean? But maybe it wasn't a lie. That's just how she felt in that moment. And you're allowed to change your mind. I think it's just how you communicate that to me, and me learning that sometimes it's better to be on your own than to be in something that's not serving you, just to
Yeah.
be in it because you've invested time and energy into it. Like, if it's not working, it's not working. If you put your key in your door and it's fucking like snapped, it's broken.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get the key out and get a new key so that you
Yeah.
can get inside. So it's like very much like that. What would you say yours was? That sounded
Um.
real, man. What would you say yours
Yeah.
was?
I was gonna mimic you, but I was like, let me
Let me know.
not. My biggest blessing, I feel like it gave me the space to like know myself more and know
Mm,
what I actually like and stuff. Because
mm,
I've been in relationships from when I was young,
mm,
and I haven't really had that time or space to like just be by myself and know what I like without the other
mm,
person being there. Like know
mm.
what I like individually.
Influencing what you like.
Yeah. Or even having to consider what they like and just like,
Mm.
but
Oh, yes, bro.
yeah, just getting to know myself more, know what I like, being sure of myself.
Mm-hmm.
My what's it called?
Lesson, blessing.
My what's it called?
Give me a clue, bitch.
My self value has gone up
Oh.
since being single. You cannot tell me nothing about myself
Yo, she knows
because
she's
I
nice,
know.
yeah? One thing about my bestie, she's a 10 out of 10, and she
Like
will tell you.
I
You're
would,
like, oh, you look nice. I know.
but
As
not
it should
even that. I
be.
would never let no one come from my character because I know how I am.
And you know what's in your heart, do you know what I mean? And
Exactly.
that's why I think like sometimes people do misunderstand or misjudge you based off what's on the outside.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because they're not trying to get to know you. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? Because we've only been friends under a year, nearly a year,
yeah.
yeah. And like, I think I know you pretty well.
Mm,
Like, do you know what I mean? So I think it's just down to taking that time to break down that barrier.
yeah. My biggest lesson. I feel like stop looking at me, man.
I'm just thinking how long your lashes are. God, that lash serum's working, boy.
It is. My biggest
Oh,
lesson
sorry, lesson.
has
What was the blessing?
getting to know myself more.
And your self value going up.
Yeah, my
Yes.
self worth. That was
Oh,
the
there we
word.
go. There we go.
Got there eventually.
Yes.
Um, my biggest lesson would be taking people's behaviors, actions, word as face value, and not trying to look beneath it or not trying to solve the puzzle that they are
When
as
you
a
say beneath it,
person.
what do you mean by that?
Like because I think I know who they are or the potential that they could have
Mm.
when their potential is not the reality that I'm living in. It's not the reality that is happening right now.
Okay, so seeing things more for like action, like what they're showing you versus like what they're saying or
Yeah,
what you know they could be.
yeah.
Okay, that makes
Because I
sense.
like to see the good in things. So I like to see the good in
Mm.
people.
Mm.
And sometimes that can blindside me into who they are actually as a person and how they're treating me.
I do hear that. I
Yeah,
think sometimes we're a little bit of like dreamers in it. Like we like to just think, oh, like this person loves me down. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's all peaches
When in
and
reality, when you're
rainbows.
looking at it, because the past relationships I've been in and I look at certain stuff that I went through and I'm just like, who was I? Like,
Yeah. You know,
why
it
did I
like
ever allow
cringes you
myself to
out.
go through that? I did not love myself.
Mm,
I
yeah.
did not. But yeah, I
Okay.
just take things as face value. And what you're showing me is what I'm going to get.
But also, don't you think sometimes that might, how do I word it? if you take everything for like what it is, don't you think you might end up blocking your own blessings? Because just because you're in a place where you've like done self-worth and self-growth, that other person might be on that journey, and it might just be a choice of if you're prepared to meet them where they are, or if you need someone who's kind of already a little bit where you are. Do you know what I
No, because I
mean?
feel like the first time could be like a mistake, but if it's happening multiple times,
It's a pattern.
it's who you are.
Mm,
And if you are on that journey, then we're at two different places on the journey. So you can come back
mm,
to me when you're ready. And if
mm.
it's meant to be, it will
It will
be.
be. And to be honest, that's probably where I learn from you, is that sometimes that's where I go wrong. It's kind of like I see the potential and like where this could be, instead
Yeah.
of like the reality of where this is now. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's not where I want it to be. So why the fuck am I going to keep pouring more and more and
Into
more,
it. And you're not
trying to
getting
get more,
nothing.
more, more, when you're showing me that you haven't got anything to give?
And you're just left feeling drained afterwards.
And left with zero, and
And having to pick yourself back
they've
up
just
again.
swanned off now. They're
Exactly.
happy as Larry. I'm at home crying. Never crying though. But we know when I'm an emotional girl. Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay, I like
interesting.
that. That's fair.
Now answer your question.
What
The
was
last
what was
question.
the last question?
Ask me.
Oh God, I didn't think of anything.
See, it's tough, isn't it? Now let me look into your
Yes,
eyelashes.
I don't get nervous, me.
Get out my face.
See? Wait, no, aren't you asking me a question? Because I asked you a question.
Bitch, that was my question.
What was
You
your
just
question?
flipped it back on me. What was your biggest lesson and blessing being single?
Yeah, but what did we just talk about just
You
now?
asked me the question back.
Okay.
Ask me a new question. My voice is getting croaky.
It's because we've been chatting so much. So is mine, to be fair. It's dry. Ooh. Okay, it's still early in the new year. Where do you see yourself by the end of this year?
I ain't saying that.
Okay. Well, scrap that. Cut. We'll edit that
Should
bit
we not
out.
just talk about evil and stuff
I
like that?
know, innit? Talk about it online. The fuck am I on about? Fucking hell. Okay, so my question for you is, do you feel that you're living in alignment with your purpose?
Yeah.
Okay, girl. Speak on it then.
Because to go back to this dumb job.
Yeah.
But since leaving the job, everything has been falling into place the
Place.
way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything that I've been wanting, even with uni, like is working out with my new job.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's something that I'm actually passionate about and that I wanted to get into anyway. So it's just working out.
And
And then I
even
got
how the sorry to cut you, even how
it's okay, you do it all the
okay.
time. Sarcasm, guys.
She's a bit like this sometimes. She can be a bit mean, but that's what I like. Um, even with like the brief moments I've heard you speak to this job, you can tell they really value you, and that they want you to grow, and that like they see potential in you, which is
Yeah.
like refreshing, especially being in a job where you've been kind of like stagnant and kind of in the same place.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You made me lose my trail. Oh, and then even with my friendships, like I got good solid friendships around me as well, and relations with my family. It's not doing that. But yeah, even in family life, like everything is going good and well. Like I'm living in my purpose. Everything's just falling into place. I'm happy. Like even
Yes,
when
claps
I'm
to that.
tired and feeling down, like when I get into work, like it brings my energy up.
Mm.
And then working in the other job.
You have to change that tone real fast, boy.
Working, it did not do that. Like you could be having a good day and then you come into work
That mood has instantly
and it's
changed.
so depressing.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
actually
just
so
it's
depressing.
very based around who you're working with, who's there, and like what that day has been. Do you know what I mean?
And a job shouldn't feel like
Mm.
that.
And I feel like a lot of times, even though you are going through things outside of work, you've really got to push that deep down. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's hard to do.
And the more you push it deep down, the more it's gonna boil up.
And the more it starts reaching up to the
Yeah.
surface. I agree.
Go on, do you feel like you're living in alignment with your purpose?
I feel like if I'm being truthful and I'm trying to, I feel like there's still a lot more work and pushing that I could be doing. But I do think as well I'm quite like hard on myself, and like I said in the last video, I almost sometimes feel like this rush to achieve certain things within a certain time frame, but like there's 300 and something days still to go in the year, like, and even if, God forbid, the dreams and goals I've set for myself don't get achieved completely this year, it doesn't mean that it's not going to get done.
Yeah.
Um,
And you need to find the celebrations in the small things. As long as you took a step
mm,
towards it, that's
mm,
important. And recognizing that and celebrating that will push you to want to take more steps towards it as well.
100%.
Don't be down on yourself because you only done one small thing, because that
Mm,
small thing will add up.
but that's always how I see it. Like, well, that was only this one thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's still more, but I think it's very based off of like, yeah, stuff that you go through in it, and just like wanting to, I just want to get it right. I just
Mm,
want God to be proud of me. I just want to like make my family proud, and like, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Feel like I've achieved something. But each day that I get up and I put my best foot forward, like you said, you feel like I'm a light in a dark room. Like that
Mm.
alone is a huge achievement and like a blessing to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm close to my purpose, but I don't think I'm fully quite there yet. I think committing to this journey with the podcast and like other little goals that I want to achieve will make me feel a little bit closer to that.
Mm.
But each day I'm putting the work in to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Last question. What truth about yourself are you avoiding?
Ooh. Damn. Um how honest do I really want to be here?
It's your channel.
I know, and I can say what the fuck I like. A truth about myself that I'm avoiding is that I've got some. Whew.
In this.
Okay, guys, I've got attachment issues. Yeah, and I think like it ties back into sometimes like believing what people say instead of understanding that like God has the final say. For me personally, I'm a person that believes in God, and at the end of the day, like I shouldn't put too much faith into like man, and put faith and trust into like my relationship with God, and he has the final say. And that even if I'm on my own, I'm never truly alone because I'm with him, and there's people that love me for who I am, and people that, yes, you, people that like see me for who I am, and like that's enough. You know what I mean? And yeah, just like kind of learn to be okay with the times that I am on my own. Don't get it twisted. I'm cool on my own. I'm cool on you. But yeah, I think I just need to sometimes like find ways when I am down to not, like, I think I'm a distraction person.
Mm.
So like I'll work more shifts, I'll drink more, I'll smoke more, I'll do other things more. Um and like they're not serving me. I'm just avoiding the issue in it. And I just need to like tackle it head on, because the sooner I address it, the sooner I'm free.
Mm.
So yeah,
That's a good answer.
thank you. It's an honest answer. Whether I like it or not. And back at you. What would you say is what was the question?
Yeah, thanks for listening. Um, what's the truth about yourself that you're avoiding? Mine would be, I feel like I'm not gonna say I've healed too much, but I've gotten to that point where I let my walls build up a bit too high.
Oh yeah.
Why are you looking
Mm.
at
No, because I do agree. I feel like you're so boundary strong
me?
now that the minute something might feel like
Off.
past situations, it's like boom,
Yeah.
right up there. And I think a lot of times I'm trying to like talk to you and be like, look, I know this is what you've worked on. I know you've done this, but try and like understand that this is where you could help someone else, or like this is where they're gonna want to do that work because they see it in you and be like, I want to do that. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
But I feel like I've worked on it a bit though. I don't feel like when you first met me,
No,
come on.
yes, I will say when I first met you, I was like, "Yo, this girl's hard as nails, boy. Let me in there." Like I just have to keep, like I said, chip, chip, chip away. And I think obviously that's the beautiful thing about our friendship is I can probably see that like me being such an emotional person and like quite open and like honest with my feelings does push you to kind of like
Do the
do the same.
same.
And I do think that you've learned a lot. Being friends with me, you gotta be patient. So
Yeah.
you've learned a lot of patience,
Yeah.
and I think that you are quite understanding. But obviously, when you get triggered or something might happen
That's
that
when my war
reminds you of
story
the
is
past,
directly up.
that's when it goes back up, and then that's when I gotta be like, Estelle,
Yeah.
don't do that. Or like, there's nothing wrong with you doing it, but give someone a chance first.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But I think that's your coping mechanism.
It
Do you know what I mean?
is.
It just like kicks in naturally.
Yeah, the minute I see someone be weird or moving sideways, I'm just like,
I haven't got time for it. I'm done. I'm over it. I
yeah.
don't want to know. I'm not in it
I
anymore.
protect my peace too
It's done. It's done.
much.
It's done.
I
Yeah.
protect it way too much. But I just need to learn to like bring it down a little bit.
Just a teeny
Just a
bit. You
little
don't. You don't
bit.
have to let it. Don't need to be here because it's kind
Yeah.
of like it's good that you have done that work and that obviously you're not just falling for anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, sometimes don't block your own blessings.
Give people a chance. But it's
Mm.
just for me, it's just when people do things that I would never have done to you. And
Ooh.
you didn't consider my flipping feelings.
Ooh, yo,
You
don't
didn't
fire me up right now. Don't fire me
you
up.
didn't consider my feelings at all in the situation.
Mhm,
I'm not that
mhm,
I'm so considerate of people's feelings. I'm so
mm,
giving, I'm so caring.
So
I'm so
why the fuck
loving.
are
So
you
why
not doing that?
exactly?
I hear that.
Especially when I haven't given you a reason to move sideways with me.
Mhm, mhm,
Why are you doing that?
No, I do agree. I do agree. Um, not to defend other people, but I do feel like maybe sometimes it's just because I'm too understanding. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? So I'm still thinking of like that other person and like what they might be going through or their personal journey.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, but I've realized that your personal journey has nothing to do with me.
Yo, facts though.
No, but
No, if your personal journey is inconveniencing my personal journey, then that's your journey down that road, and my journey's on this
exactly.
road.
I would never take it personally
Mm.
and hold a grudge. I don't hold grudges. I let things. You think I hold a grudge?
I know you hold a
I don't
grudge.
hold
I feel
grudges.
like you
I
get
let
over
it go.
something. No, I feel like you can let
I'm
go.
petty about it,
Yes, you're very petty. You're
but I don't hold a
extremely
grudge about it.
petty. I think you don't hold a grudge because if the person has acknowledged that they've hurt your feet, like if they take accountability for it, you're over it. You're
Yeah,
not a like bring it up and throw it in your face type of person,
yeah.
which I love because I hate people that do that. But I do think
But even
you're
with
a
them,
little bit final sometimes.
I'm petty about it. But
Yeah.
I will let it go. Like
Yeah.
I'll make it into a joke. I wouldn't like hold on to it and just every
Mm,
time I see you, I'm
mm.
thinking of this. Like
And
it's
sometimes that's
fine.
how I don't know how you do that. Like
Mm,
in that situation, I genuinely didn't know how you could see and be around that person all the time,
yeah,
knowing like what they did. And it was burning me. So I was thinking, how the fuck are you how are you doing it?
because I don't take things personally. I feel like
And that's
people
where I do.
people's actions are based off their journey in life and what they're going through. It's nothing personal
Mm,
towards me.
mm.
It has
I'm
everything to do with
starting
them.
to say that to myself now. Like when I get hurt by someone or someone's done something that's affected me, I have to keep telling myself it's more of a reflection of them than it is of me. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And I look at things deeper. I look at it like you don't know what they're going through
Mm,
that's making them act like this. Because I'm sure there's been
100%.
times in our lives where we've been going through some mad shit and where we treated someone badly, not even if it wasn't purposefully.
Mm.
Purpose purpose
Purposely?
purposely. That sounds
On
so wrong.
purpose? Intentional.
Yeah.
Intentional.
Even though we didn't do it intentionally, we
Intentionally.
still hurt them.
Mm. I doubt that though. I feel like I'm not that person. I'm an angel.
Okay. You see how the delusion's kicking in now?
It's working. It's working.
No, I know I've definitely hurt people in the past. Well, probably even now. But you can't communicate that, can you? Yeah, I know I've hurt people in the past because I was holding on to my own hurt, and then that poured out onto someone else when they didn't deserve that.
That's where I was saying sometimes learning to be in control of my emotions so that I'm not like projecting that onto somebody else. And sometimes it can be a lot for somebody to like carry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's also a bit unfair
Yeah,
for them
because I
to
used
carry.
to be like that. I used to bubble up all my emotions, and then when it poured out, it poured out.
It's
I
like an
didn't care.
explosion in it.
I didn't care who it poured out on. But I've gotten better at communicating my feelings and understanding my feelings.
100%. I agree. Even in this like year that I've known you, I would definitely say the same.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was a nice chat.
This was a nice chit chat on Cuba's Corner.
This was a long chat.
Yeah, very. This is gonna be a long ass episode. I'm gonna edit it, get it out, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys have enjoyed my very first special guest, none other than Estelle. Of course, it had to be her. Who else would it be? But yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode. Love you. Sorry, I didn't know.
Are you new to here?
Okay.
Are you new here?
What was the question?
Okay, what's your question for me?
So my question for you is: do you feel?
Why are you looking at me like that? What are you trying to do? My man's watching this. Thanks for your money.
She barely spent any money.